My name is Ramos, and I attend Mosaic Community Church. I was born in Chicago. I was born to a single mom. She was 16 years old when she had me. So having a young mom growing up, I feel like we were kind of growing up together. Like every new stage in her life, I was there to experience it. My mom's a very hardworking woman, and she's a warrior. I'm very grateful for her. I love her, I honor her. But I was exposed to seeing her have to deal with life at almost a disadvantage. And that was the first time I remember thinking, like, if I believe in God, but He doesn't care about us. He doesn't like, me or my mom. And, so I started having a callous heart towards just really life. I had an understanding as a kid that, like, the lineage from my dad's side or my mom's side, there's a lot of gang banging. They were all in jail, prostitution, drug addiction. My mom, since I was a young kid, used to tell me, like, don't ever try anything because, like, drug addiction runs in the family. And that was engraved in me, like, don't ever try anything. I was hanging out with like an older crowd, 18-year-olds, and I was 13 in my freshman year. With that came like partying. So I started just dabbling, smoking weed, just, skipping school. My 16th birthday, my mom kicked me out. And I remember I was, okay, I have an excuse to act out. It's not like, I wasn't ever feeling like, hey, you're ruining something, like you're ruining your life or you're hurting people. I always felt like I was just responding to like what was being done to me, like responding to hurt. When I got towards like my junior year, I basically just stopped going to high school. I started selling drugs, and then you keep doing that, and then consequences start adding up. Then there's no longer a choice. It's no longer like, hey, I'm doing this because I want to do it. It's like, I'm doing this because this is who I am, this is what I have to do. First time I went to jail, I was 17, and I got arrested for just a large amount of drugs I had on me. So I went to Cook County Jail. A new crowd of people that are doing drugs, that are doing harder drugs, that maybe have accepted that this is their life. When you start doing that, they start getting scary, where you put yourselves in positions that you're gonna be in dangerous situations with people that are dangerous, and you yourself now are dangerous. At that point, my mom asked me if I wanted to go to Teen Challenge and kind of explain what it was. She used to always remind me, like, you're at the point now where at this point people are going to start looking at you, okay, this is who Richie is, and opportunities are going to start, doors are going to start closing. But as soon as I got there, I felt in a very short period of time how people loved me. They didn't even know me, but they loved me. A couple months in, I was sitting at a table, and there was a choir director, and he was just playing his guitar. He was singing like that he loved Jesus, and I remember that day for the rest of my life. Like, I literally had goosebumps, and I started breaking down crying, and I was like, yeah, however you accept Christ, like, that's how I want to do it. And we said a prayer there, and yeah, I accepted Christ that day at 19 years old at Teen Challenge. So when I came home from Teen Challenge, I had all the right intentions, and I thought, okay, cool, I'm a God-fearing man now, but I can still act the way I want to act and behave the way I want to behave. Just going to jail, in and out of jail, in and out of rehabs. I found myself trying heroin for the first time. Did it again the next day, and it was my new drug. It took away all like the negative feelings that I had. It took away all the identity issues I might have had and replaced it with like euphoria. So then I was engulfed in that world, and it led me to homelessness, loss of family. I mean, it had no one in my life. Like, I literally had no one in my life. There was a time where I was living on the west side, just like sleeping on the train or sleeping in abandoned houses, and this is the life that I chose. You know, I threw my phone away, where I just like, this is how I'm gonna die. This is the life I'm gonna die this way. Like, this is my story, and I'm just gonna do, enjoy it as much as I can. And as I look back now, like, God met me. He met me where I was every time. Like, so much mercy on my life when I didn't deserve it. There was a big snow blizzard, and I was like living in a tent with this other guy. Like, I had like a snowsuit on, and I remember, like, I was so sick from, like, heroin withdrawal that I wouldn't even get up to use the bathroom. So I was just like using the bathroom on myself, like in this tent with this stranger. So I woke up in the morning, and I remember I was like, nah, this is it. Like, I don't care what it takes. I don't care what life is like from this. Like, anything is better than this. I decided, like, okay, cool. I had a moment of clarity. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to a hospital. It's a detox hospital, and gonna get sober. And I brought a bunch of drugs in with me. The next morning, I used some, and I overdosed. And my heart was beating like 5 times a minute or something, crazy. So they brought me to the ICU, and they put me on suicide watch, I was angry at that. But the doctor was like, hey, look, I'm not gonna let you kill yourself. So while I was there, those 2 weeks, I was getting like clearer and clearer. I started praying, and like crying out to God, like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever it takes, like, save me, like foxhole prayers. So my last day before I was gonna leave, the caseworker came up to me, and she's like, hey, there's a place in Joliet that would take you. And I remember when I came in and I sat the first service, I sat all the way in the back. And but what struck me was the love and welcoming that I got. I felt like family from the first time I walked through the door. So I was like, yeah, this is the church I want to go to. This feels like, this is why I came to Joliet. It feels like you start, these little moments, you start seeing God work. Like, oh, this is why that you did this. This is why you did this. So then you start feeling that, say, I have a father, and my heart got softer just being around other brothers and sisters, being a part of the church, seeking him and finding him, like being in my word and seeing these things, like his promises actually take place. God is giving me one true label, and that's I'm a child of God. I belong to him. I was dead, and now I'm not. This, mic drop. It's, after I graduated and I was getting my license back and I got my apartment, and they're like, man, this is amazing. And I was like, well, it's super amazing. I'm super grateful. But the most amazing part is I know right now, if I didn't get any of those things, like, my happiness would still be the same. Like, it would still be the same. Because I have an undeserving gift. I have an undeserving gift of salvation. And every day I get sanctification. These things I don't deserve. Yeah.